Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a episode of The Panel. This is season 2, episode 1. So let's kick this thing off and do the regulars on how you doing over there, Jimmy, and what
I'm
you
doing
smoking on,
great,
brother.
man. This is episode 1, season 2. That was awesome how you said that, man.
It
We're
is,
going
man.
on our second year. Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations, Meek.
Same to you, brother. Thank you for being my partner in crime.
Always, man. I will never, ever leave you.
I appreciate you for that, man. I do. So what you smoking on over there, man?
I am smoking California oil, my dear.
Okay. Oh, you caught on. Last
I
time I
caught
told
on.
you that's
Yes,
all
babe. I
I
watched
smoked
you
is
last week, so I'm
shit.
filtering, man.
See, now look, today I had an impactful day. So today I made a lot of infused shit. So I made some can of sugar, I made some can of oil, and I
Wow.
made gummy bear or gummies that I created on my own. So I was
Oh,
proud of
are
myself.
you serious?
Yes, baby. Look at my gummy. Wait, let's go back. Hey.
Oh, my God.
And I'm going off into heaven. But
If you slip up tonight because of the gummies, I'll take over a little bit. Don't worry, man.
thank you, because you know
You
what
could
happened.
sit back and veg out a little bit.
And of course, I'm drinking some tea with some can of honey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. So let's jump into some of these topics while we're waiting on Bush to come on board. Um, Damar Hamlin,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
did you
very
see
sad.
that? Did you
I
see that?
watched the whole game. The hit before he collapsed was what was really bad because, look, I've been playing semi-pro football and I'm a football player and I love the game, but I never experienced a hit like that in my life. And I never experienced a guy collapsing on the field like that. And the game is a very dangerous game and it's devastating. But for that to happen to a 24-year-old amazing football, I mean, he is just one of the best in the league.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. And the
yeah,
thing about it was, so during the actual incident at hand that we're talking about, there was a hit prior to the
yes,
actual hit that took him out.
right,
So the hit that took him out was like he tackled I forget his name, T. Higgins or
yes,
something like that.
yeah,
So he tackled T. Higgins. I guess the way that he tackled him, it was just a normal tackle. But some kind of way his chest landed on T. Higgins' helmet, and that caused him to go into cardiac arrest.
it
So
collapsed.
after,
Yeah,
go ahead.
no, it collapsed his lung.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So after he made that hit, he stood right up like he was good to go. And
right,
then boom, he hit the pavement or well the grass, but he hit,
yeah.
yeah. And he
He
just
went
collapsed.
right down.
He
Right
went right
after that,
down.
he went right down.
It was only seconds after he stood up that he went down.
Yeah,
And this was being viewed by millions of people, because this was a big game for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Bills. They were
yes,
competing for the AFC championship type deal.
right, yeah.
So yeah, man, it was rough. And I've been watching football since I was 8 years old. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
so I love the game. I played semi-pro. I never made. I knew I wasn't going to make. Professional. I actually in 1982 just went to. They had an open. The Giants had an open field tryout.
Okay.
But not that they were taking players, but I wanted to experience the professional level beyond the semi-pro level.
Facts.
And it's intense. What these guys do is intense, and you don't realize the impact. But when Hamlin fell on Higgins' helmet, it really collapsed his lung, and that's why they had to perform CPR.
Yeah.
Because literally he would have went into cardiac arrest if they
He
didn't do
didn't
that.
go into cardiac arrest though.
No, but I'm sorry. When he went into cardiac arrest, if they didn't do what they did on the field, he would not be alive right now. He would
Definitely.
have never made it.
Definitely. And the reaction of all the players said everything you needed to see.
How could you? Yeah, you can't carry on a game after that.
So
There's,
the rumor was like right after he had collapsed and everything, and after the ambulance left the field, the rumor going around on the rumor mill was that the NFL was demanding that the players get back on the field after 5 minutes.
yes, they were,
But I
but
don't know if
they
that was true.
refused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was true. I don't know if maybe It was just assumed that the NFL was demanding that, but from the NFL standpoint, the VP of the NFL has said no, that was not the case. I think it may have just been confusion with the refs and everybody trying to decide what to do in that situation because it's a unique situation. This has never happened before,
Well,
and so
and you're right about that. It has never happened because I've never experienced anything like this
me
ever.
either.
And playing and watching football since Lawrence Taylor, my favorite player, I've never seen anything like this ever.
Yeah, and I've
But
been a fan since Joe Montana, so you know how far I'm
yeah,
going
so
back. I'm in the
but
'80s.
Malik, it's really up to the players. It's not up to the NFL. The NFL is about, look, it's a corporation. So corporations do not reflect on personality. They look at it, you going in, the risk you take playing this game, and that's how they look at it. But the players took it very personally, and it was even the Cincinnati Bengals that didn't want to continue the game.
Yeah,
They
neither one
were
of the teams wanted to continue.
no, they didn't, and they all were unanimous about that. They all
Yeah,
said no
they
way.
left the field and they were like, "Nope, we're not playing." The
Yeah,
coaches met in the middle of the field right after it happened,
right.
maybe 10 minutes after they had gotten that 5 minute ruling wherever that came from.
That's right.
They met in the middle of the field and both coaches agreed. They turned around and both of them went back to their respective locker rooms.
Yeah, they
Shout out
left.
to both of those coaches for understanding that the mental health issue that happened on that field on Sunday night was so intense. No, it was Monday night, wasn't it?
Monday night, yeah,
It was
but that's
Monday night.
okay.
It was Monday night football.
Listen, football is a very fickle, funny game. You have to be motivated. You have to be in it. You can't go in there after a crushing, devastating situation and yeah, I'm going out for my pass.
Yeah, no.
There's no enthusiasm. The game has lost its momentum. So how could you possibly parry? I would refuse to play. If every other team went on there, I wouldn't play because my motivation would be literally devastated. It would be
I mean,
gone.
both quarterbacks were on the sidelines. Those players were on the sidelines
They were crying.
crying.
Yeah, they were crying.
Tears were streaming down their faces. You understood the impact. You understood how bad it was because they huddled around him. And shout out to the Buffalo Bills for doing that, right? They kept his privacy. The public didn't see what happened with the
No.
AED. The public didn't see what happened with the CPR and none of that because those players kneeled around their teammate. And when they stood up as that
Yeah, you
ambulance left,
couldn't see it. I didn't see it because as soon
nobody
as
saw it.
when the medics came out, they were all huddling.
Yeah, and they were protecting his privacy. So shout out to the Bills for that. Shout out to the NFL for doing the right thing. Shout out to everybody that had any say in this thing that
That's
did the
right.
right thing.
And our prayers go out to that young, beautiful football player, man.
Damar
Definitely,
Hamlin.
I
they did
think
the right
somebody
thing
has
by
to
ending
send
the
the link.
game. But
I think the link has to be sent to Dutch. She's trying to get in. I keep getting a message flash. Do you get that?
No, and I sent it to her on both her iPad and her phone.
Okay, Luke, what are you smoking, man?
go upstairs. What's that?
Oh,
What
she
are you
said I
smoking,
sent the
man?
wrong link
My
to her.
service is shot, y'all. I'll be. You hear me now?
I hear you now. I see you.
Facts. I see you
Okay,
too.
Oh,
but you don't
someone
hear me good,
saying,
right?
please resend the link.
I am. I'm sending it now.
Yeah,
They
Dutch.
telling it. They telling.
Boom. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead, Bush.
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Bush.
We see you
Yeah,
good,
I
Bush.
agree. It was classy. It was good of them to end the game and everything, but I'm hearing rumors about they changing the rules of football and all this type of shit. We all know football's a rough game. Football's a dangerous game, but
Very.
that's how it is. That's what it is. Like somebody got
Hi,
hurt
Dutch.
and we sad about that. Hopefully he's not dead, but football is a game that's very dangerous. It's always been like that. It's been edgy and it's sad, to see what happened to do, but we can't change the rules of this game that's been the same forever because we all know it's not kids playing tag. This is football, NFL.
And
You know what I mean?
And they
Mook.
have been slowly changing all the rules lately, right? They
Well,
have slowly been
they
changing the
are
rules.
trying to stop the they're trying to protect the quarterback, protect the smaller guys and the players. You know, when you have a 300-pound guy running at you that benches 600 pounds and he's ready to plow on you, you know, look, I played semi-pro ball and I see guys right now that are walking with canes. And I see a lot of players, Dino Mangiero, that played for the Kansas City Chiefs. He said, Jimmy, the worst thing I did was play in the NFL. It's dangerous. But you got to know going in what you're doing. And
Yeah, but
again,
on the flip side, I think that the NFL should take more care of their players after they've retired.
absolutely, I
Like they
agree.
really should have lifetime insurance because they're playing such a rough game and there is no compensation. I mean, I don't care how many millions of dollars you get, you lose a leg, you lost that leg.
Man, look
You
at Joe
commit
Theismann.
suicide,
Did
you
you
commit
hear?
suicide.
Did you see the interview with Lawrence Taylor when he was talking about what he did to Theismann when he broke his leg? Do you remember that?
I
He
remember
snapped.
when he broke his leg, but I don't know
He
what he did.
Yeah, he snapped his leg. And Lawrence Taylor's going, come on. And they're going, no, it's serious. He was on the field saying, well, he snapped his leg, man, snapped the bone. It bent over. And that ended Joe Theismann's career. That ended his career. I don't know if you remember the Lawrence Phillips. Um, Lawrence Phillips missed a block because he was drunk, and it ended Steve Young's career when he played for the San Francisco 49ers. Steve Young, and then they let Lawrence Phillips go.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that.
it's a serious game, man. It's a serious game.
And I know that these kids know what they're getting into prior to going in, but I don't think any of them signed up to die.
Hey, listen, I had to sign waivers. I was playing with guys that got cut from the NFL and guys that got cut in college that never made the NFL. These were badass players, man.
Yeah.
My quarterback was Walter Briggs. He was the third string quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah.
He threw a ball at me and my ribs were sore for 2 months.
Wow.
And he was a third string quarterback, you know?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he had a rocket. His arm was a rocket. They wanted me to try out for tight end. And he said, Jimmy, are you all right? I said, I can't even breathe, man. My ribs are killing me. And
Jimmy
Walter,
stuttering now. You
yeah,
remembering that hit? You
yeah,
stuttering.
I remember that, man.
Excuse
Hi,
me.
Dutch.
What's
Hello.
up, Dutch?
We're talking about the football player that got hurt down
Yeah, I
the
know.
mall.
I was in the wrong room.
My bad, honey. My bad. That's all mine. That's all my fault. I was rushing to send them at the end because I realized I hadn't sent anybody a link. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I was in there. Yes, I was just sitting there.
You know what? That's where I was at first, too. I can't front. I was in there.
I was sitting there too, and I said, "Is there a show tonight?"
Yeah, I was in the wrong room. So, pardon. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm eating my big jelly. I made a
Hey, you know what?
pineapple, but
You know what I wanted to talk about? Angela Bassett. You guys sent a link. What is that all about? You guys know more about that than I do, but what happened with her?
with her who?
Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela Bassett?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angela Bassett. I'm sorry.
Dutchie, you want to cover it? You were so eloquent earlier.
Was I? She, her son.
A son, right? Okay.
Along with another teenager who, there's something on TikTok that is trending, which is announcing a celebrity's death to the public.
To your parents.
To your parents. That's not dead. And the kids are doing it as a fun game. So basically, if you are and Malika are mom and dad, and I'm just like on TikTok with a video on your face going, hey mom, hey dad, guess who just died? You know, well, Angela Bassett wasn't having it at all. She did not find it very funny. She immediately made her son apologize.
He basically said, and I hate to jump in, Michael B. Jordan was dead.
Yeah.
And they just starred together in a movie, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, so it was her that was really upset about it.
Yes, she was well, when he did it, she was on the video and she was already going, no. and made him cut it off. And then he, not too long after that, she immediately made him apologize. And it was kind of almost like he wanted to cry. So I'm assuming she probably whooped his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say so.
Him
Yeah.
or her or his daddy.
Or his daddy, because that was not funny. And I highly doubt that young man will do anything like that again.
Hell
And
no.
he also, not only did he apologize, but spoke on how he was using his social media irresponsibly and how others should be more responsible about how to use their social media. So he didn't just say, hey, I'm sorry, it was poor taste or anything like that. He was like, not only do I apologize, but it was a lesson to everybody else on how to use social media and, and how he was irresponsible and so forth, which was, good shit. And then the other kid, what is it, Vance Jackson? Was another team that ended up apologizing, and they immediately removed the TikTok videos subsequently before the apology.
Wow. How old is her son?
16.
Yeah, he's a
16.
stupid kid, man. He's just a kid.
Yeah, he's just a kid, but the kid doing dumb shit.
Yeah,
Like
no, I agree with you. No, you're 100% right. Yeah, that's dumb ass shit. But he's just a stupid kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him for getting pissed. I would have been pissed too.
Well, it's also embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing, and unfortunately, and I don't mean to make this a race thing like I do everything else, but our kids don't have the luxury of being stupid kids. Like kids of color don't have the luxury of, how, like, okay, let's say for instance, some white kid gets jacked up or gets high or does something like that. He's just being a kid.
Right.
You find a black kid doing it, they're thugs, super predators.
Yeah, it's sad, but that's true. That's very true.
But that's the nation we live in right now, and so we actually have to be extra hard on our kids and make sure that these mistakes aren't done, because this could affect his college scholarships.
Yeah.
This could affect the rest of his life. Just doing something stupid like that.
You got a point there. That's true. That will. That's sad though. You don't want to see that. I mean, but you're right. You're right. He's going to pay more than if a white kid did that and stuff. That's very true. It's sad, man. It's very sad.
It's unfortunate. It's definitely
it's unfortunate what we live with and we deal with, Malik.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of times,
I didn't know. I swear, I'm telling you, I only knew that she was pissed. I saw the interview she did and how she was even apologizing. I'm like, what the heck did this kid do? Then I saw what you sent me and I was like, what a dum-dum. Because I didn't get the gist of the whole story, but.
Yeah. I'm going to jump into these two comments really quick. So Abdul Brandon Taibe says it's a very dangerous and physically demanding sport. Talking about football, some of the comments we made earlier, it's almost impossible to get out unscathed.
Bay is Moorish.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
And John, welcome again, John. Thanks for joining us, John Mix. Love the panel. We love you too, brother. Thanks for being a loyal viewer. We appreciate you.
Good man, Johnny.
What up?
Yes.
John.
All right, so let's talk about, and this is just going to be a quickie update. Shanquella Robinson. I know a lot of people are still wondering what's going on with that and what's happening right now. And so, not much has changed since the last time we reported on it. The only thing that really has changed of significance is the FBI has launched an investigation, and I think Mexico has asked for extradition. I can't even speak right now.
They're extraditing him?
Well, they asked for extradition. That doesn't mean the U.S. is going to give it.
No, Mexico doesn't have to do that.
Mexico doesn't have to do what?
To follow up on extradition.
Yeah, so Mexico is asking that we extradite these American citizens to Mexico.
Yeah, no, but what I'm sorry, what I meant was we don't have an alliance with them as far as criminals. Unless it's a federal criminal and it's a federal crime in Mexico, then but not in this situation. They're asking
They're
Yeah.
asking for it, and we have traded criminals in the past. Because you look at what's that guy's name, Matthew Perryman or something like that. Anyway, I'll double check his name. But he went and he killed two of his kids. He's from San Diego. He drove
Right.
down to Mexico, killed both of his kids there. They extradited his ass.
Yeah.
Or no, I take that back. The Americans said no, we're not going to extradite him because we can get the death penalty here.
Right. They wanted him here.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so he didn't have to go
look,
through
we're
it.
greedy with that. I mean, even when it came to who's that drug dealer, the Sinaloa cartel, when he escaped?
Oh, El Chapo?
Yeah, El Chapo, right. Thank you so much.
No worries.
I was tongue-tied on his name. El Cheapo or Camacho.
Yeah, El Chapo. He wasn't
El
cheap shit.
Chapo, right.
He was making lots of money. But yeah, so that's what's going on with that. I don't want to stay too. We don't have a lot of good news tonight. It feels like shit. So
Man.
I scoured. We actually scoured the net,
pretty strongly looking, right?
looking for something happy to bring you motherfuckers, but unfortunately,
It's just all bullshit this week. It's been bullshit the last couple of weeks, you know.
Yeah, ever since Monday, ever since that accident,
It's been
I've
pretty
been really
grim.
like down about it,
Yeah, it's been
I
pretty
have to
grim,
be
man.
honest with you. That guy, I just, I'm just devastated of that. So yeah, it's kind of a mellow because the whole NFL is mellow about it, So I think that caused that kind of depression a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of our topics are kind of down in the dumps. Keke Palmer's having a baby. Shout out to her and her family. That's the best news I got, man.
and
we could talk about Trump if you want, and I could enlighten everything, and we can get a laugh if you like.
Lord, no, we're not going there.
Lord.
So
well, that's what I was waiting to hear from you, Malik. I'm just being a wise guy.
I know
with the celebrity pregnancies, what's been happening is, so a lot of celebrities now hide their pregnancy. So Keke Palmer has been pregnant for a few months. And the reason why they're hiding their pregnancy is because social media, that is very cruel, very judgmental.
Yeah.
You've got people that wish death on these kids, like celebrity kids. It doesn't matter what part of the industry, be it movies or be it
the hell's wrong with people?
But Cardi was giving death wishes on her children.
Yeah, that's really true, man. That's sad.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj has received. I mean, they've all received some. I mean,
but how sick do you have to be to wish a child was dead?
I mean, there's the guy Saucy Santana. Some old tweets resurfaced here about 2 months ago, about him comparing, and now he's kind of blown up. Saucy is the gay guy with the beard, but that dresses like a woman, but he's still got like the beard and shit, and like a horrible BBL. But anyway, he
horrible BO. Did you say?
No, BBL.
He had a BBL. I thought you said he has horrible BO.
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure about that. But
I gotta see this dude. You said it's Sassy Montana?
Saucy Montana. But Santana. Saucy Santana. Look him up. He's a very interesting man with a beard. But yeah, he's a gay guy. He dresses like a woman and all this. He's had a BBL and all this other weird stuff done to him. But he did this weird shit where he compared w.i.g and her hair texture with what was the first kid Kanye and them had? Was it Northwest?
Oh, this is Saucy, y'all. For y'all who don't know.
That is Saucy Santana.
Wow.
He talked so bad about Beyonce's daughter, Blue, and made a lot of comparisons to her. And
why? They don't have the same genealogy. They don't even have the same.
But why would you even? Why is that
for
even
a child?
adult conversation That is some weird shit. So the
Yeah.
celebrity, and so that's why a lot of people didn't know Kiki was pregnant, not for her specifically, but a lot of these celebrities are waiting longer. They're hiding their pregnancies, even the ones that are like D-list, you know, that are on shit like Love and Hip Hop, because the energy and because, you know, people tend to internalize these characters that they see, be it on TV or, oh, I hate her, or I feel this
That's
way.
interesting, man. Yeah,
That's
that's true.
nuts. That's
It's
fucking
nuts,
nuts.
but I mean, think about it. Think about this. Kylie Jenner has had some weird fucking guy infiltrate her security and showed up on her property more than once. Somebody created an account saying that they were the girl that R. Kelly was messing with named Jocelyn and just had a baby and created a whole account with the baby and this and that.
Lord.
So when you say people are nuts, yeah, people are, yeah, man, it's some weird motherfuckers out there. And some of them are not looking to be famous. Some of them are
Man,
just,
listen, it's really, you know, I'm glad that the government is getting on these wacky haters, and because they just gave those guys almost 18 years that were going to kidnap the Michigan governor. So finally, they're taking a stand. They just gave 8 years to that couple that broke up that poor little black girl's birthday party
What
in
couple?
Kansas, and they ripped into them.
I didn't see
But
that.
you didn't
I
see that? Yeah,
that's a little while
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
And I just found out that R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah.
Yeah. Oh, now we've known that for years,
But
Jimmy.
babe, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was watching the whole
Mm-hmm.
program last night. That poor girl, Faith, I think she was number 6. I mean, that poor girl was hysterical crying, you're talking about death threats and all this threats, and she's getting nothing but threatened. And the poor, beautiful, beautiful young lady, man. I mean,
Victims, you got to think these fans, these super fans, you know, and here's what's crazy. It wasn't the men. It was women threatening these women. It was women sending these death
right, yes. Yeah,
females do shit like that.
yeah, Dutch, you're right.
Abdul
It's crazy, man.
said, peace to the panel and peace to you, brother.
Right.
I got to
Peace, Abdul.
between L's and B's. We have L's over here in my household. So that's a whole nother conversation, and we'll get into that.
Of course.
Yeah, there's the shit's crazy. There's super fans and super fans. I mean, think about it. Amber Heard. We really kind of felt that it was a little personal, that what she did was fucked up. So imagine the super fans that really
Right.
like live for this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you gotta separate reality
Lord.
from, like, you gotta separate your business from their business.
You have to learn.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And what happens is, you know, like just like we were talking about the music. Now you have some people with the R. Kelly thing. Rightfully so, you should be angry, you should be pissed off. But should you be pissed off at R. Kelly, or should you be pissed off at the parents? Or
I'm pissed off at the parents.
Pissed off at yourself and the parents.
Yeah, you're right, Malik. These are 14-year-old kids, man.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm responsible for my kid until she's
That's
18.
right.
And that's the thing. Again, because of super fans, you have types. The types that will turn against the celebrity in the drop of a dime, and then you have those that will support them no matter what they do, who they beat, how many times they're in the news. And
I'm kind of a Chris Brown fan like that.
But you know, Chris Brown was also 17 years old when this shit happened, and he's also a 30-something-year-old man now. So there does become a line where adolescence behavior is different than adult behavior. He was still an adolescent at that time. Now, you fast forward, R. Kelly was a grown-ass man.
Yeah. And Chris ain't been in no more trouble, really. Not like that.
No. Now, here's the question. Did R. Kelly go in anybody's house and snatch up their 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old child? Did he walk in anybody's house uninvited?
Nope. They invited his ass in to take their kids.
Yeah, you know, that's a really strong point, but it's true. Like, where are the parents? Hey, R. Kelly, guess what? Get the hell out of my house. My daughter's 16 years old.
The only time you start getting leeway with stuff like that is when the kids are, though some of those young ladies were upwards of 17, 18, 19. Now, when you start getting, it's tricky, a slippery slope when you start getting that age bracket, because that's when you're away from home, you're doing shit your parents don't know that you're doing. And it's more so.
And it's legal in some places.
It is. But we're talking a lot
Are you
of these
serious?
girls.
The legal age of consent varies by state. It can be as young as 16, 15, some places.
And you want to hear something even really fucked up? I'm about to blow your mind. Your parent can consent at any age. Now listen to what I'm saying to you.
You said any age.
Any age.
Are you serious? The state or federal won't?
Let me say it one more time. Your parents in the state of Texas and amongst other states can consent at any time, at any age. Now, I want you to think outside.
Don't you find that crazy?
I find it sick because that includes children. That includes children that are under the age of 5. Do you understand? I think the age starts at like 3 or some shit like that. Arranged marriages are still very much a thing. Consent. See, there's a lot of people understand the loopholes in a lot of different laws. So that's when I say you start looking at, there's 2 people to blame here. You cannot blame R. Kelly, yes, absolutely, for being a sick motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But your mom and your daddy, the ones that give the okay for you to go to the studio with this grown ass man.
Exactly. They're the ones not showing up with you.
And who is chaperoning you during this time. So now you have to separate again. You got to learn how to separate certain shit, you know. And because if you don't, you got these super fans that they don't know how, and then they start sending death threats and all this other shit because there's no separation of the art of the industry, meaning movies and music
and all that. Yeah.
All of it, you know, even athleticism. You know, you have super fans for sports. You have guys that get.
Kobe got caught up in that. Why that girl show up in his room at 3:00 in the morning? She wasn't trying to get laid.
But you also, not even just with the women, you have people that throw shit at you. You know what I'm saying? You have people that will demean.
Malice in the Palace is a prime example of that, where they threw
I like that. You don't mind if I steal that one? I love that line.
Oh yeah.
Malice in the Palace.
That's what it's called now, though. When Ron Artest went into the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, steal it all day. Malice in the Palace.
So when you have these super fans and shit, you know, that tends to muddy a lot of shit because now things are actually done, based by popular opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Popular opinion says that you're innocent, doesn't matter how guilty. Guess what? You're innocent. If popular opinion says you're guilty, guess what? You're guilty as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Because pop culture has decided you're a faith. You have cancel culture. You have all this shit. So you take that and you mix up the fact that people don't, these fans don't know how to separate this shit. These people are getting, so again, that brings us back to why a lot of these celebrities now are hiding their pregnancies, why they're eloping, why they're, you know, it's part of the shit. They need hazardous duty fucking pay, honestly, shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And the people that help make them famous too. So let's talk about Quentin Miller and Drake.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, I want to hear about this, man.
We gotta run through the comments real quick before we get into the next topic.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So let me go back and Abdul Brandon Tabe says, peace to the panel. He also says any dude that gets a BBL should be ignored.
Absolutely.
Who's agreeing with Dutch on that family or that law family or the law talking about
absolutely
parental consent?
Yep.
Yeah. It agrees that R. Kelly is very sick and crazy.
Yep.
And popular and cancel culture ride in the same van to me, and you're right.
Yep,
they do.
They all in the same car. Hell yeah.
Yeah. We could all agree with that.
Together. The motherfuckers in a bus. Yep.
On the road again. Mm-hmm. So Quentin Miller is a ghostwriter, and he's written a couple of songs for Drake, and he's saying Drake ain't paid him yet. Is it true, Dutchie? Do you know, Dutchie?
Pop culture. I need like a little bell that goes ding. So
I got one.
this ghostwriting business, you got to understand where the ghostwriting shit comes, you know. A long time ago, when it came to hip hop, ghostwriting was kind of a thing where they kind of put a name to it. Before, you had singers, and there were always writers that wrote for singers. They weren't called ghostwriters; they were just songwriters.
Yes.
So there was no such thing as ghostwriting.
Right.
They were just song. In hip hop culture, you had people that did a lot of underground, the basement type of shit. So most people from our generation wrote their own shit.
Yeah. Because that was your clout. That was your clout back then. Was the fact that you could get up there and spit.
Because anybody back then, anybody could make it sound good. But you being a writer, nobody knew your riff, but nobody knew how that melody. You had to actually freestyle that shit.
Yeah. At any time.
I need a beat. Somebody came up with a beat. You came with your lyrics. You came with your paper. Most rappers back then, you had notebooks and shit. They had notebooks. And they had I
ain't a rapper, but I got a notebook.
Right, but and this is what real rappers back then, not to discredit anybody from saying they're not a real rapper now, but it is very different. Back then, rappers had notebooks, and you had DJs had records. They didn't have CDs and shit like that on the disc to do it for them. You actually had to know how to get on a fucking turntable and
scratch.
You understand? So what has happened is, as
don't be laughing at us.
It's become an image thing. It's not so much about the music anymore. It's about who looks good singing it. Right. This is a great song, but she looks better singing it. You understand? This is a great song, but we
like Milli Vanilli. Perfect example of when shit started going left.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have
Milli. Yeah, definitely.
And they sound great. They look great. But shit, they can't harmonize that great. So you know what? We're gonna get you guys to harmonize kind of over. So this shit started with this whole needing an image. You understand? We need your work, but we don't need your face.
Yeah.
The face needs to match. And then they, and it goes into rap music. Hey man,
to sell more tickets because they're beautiful.
Right. She can't write for shit, but she's great at memorizing this shit, and she knows how to make it sound good.
Right.
Next thing you know, you end up with what we call ghostwriters. You got a lot of motherfuckers writing shit for people, and it's not to say all people that have a ghostwriter can't write themselves. That's not to say that at all.
Right.
But, however, what happens now, you get guys like Quentin that has done a lot of underground shit, because nobody wants to be exposed now for having a ghostwriter.
No.
You gotta wonder, why is that? And pop culture is so stupid. If you go look on the fucking credits, while everybody's,
it always says written by such and such.
Yeah.
Nikki writes all her shit. No, the fuck she doesn't. Y'all go actually, and that's because people stream. They don't own an actual CD or an album or anything that actually they can look at this shit and read it, or they're not clicking on the dots on fucking.
That's
Apple.
So true, man.
As hip hop gets older, no genre. Every genre, nobody writes their shit. Come on, it's just every single genre.
It ain't no NWA and no Snoop Dogg, that's for sure.
No, the lyrics are so washed out now. I mean, the T-Pain. So it was funny. I was watching a documentary on T-Pain, right? And he was saying how Usher called him and said, "Man, you fucked up music. You ruined music." Right. And the audio tunes and all that. Now you ain't even got to sing shit.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, I used to be a studio musician, and all I know is I stopped getting calls, and the guy goes, "Hey, Jimmy, we got it all formatted on Reasons," and I'm like, "What? Reasons?" He goes, "Yeah, we could pull up any tune, play it on a MIDI board," and I'm going, "You could do guitar and bass on a MIDI board?" Yeah, man, it's
you got too deep, Jimmy. But the auto tune is even in hip hop. It took over hip hop. All the young kids,
that's sad, bro.
Think about it. You've never heard Future. What he, unless he's actually talking, there's no such thing. Future is another rapper. He auto tunes everything he says. Auto tunes now become a part of rap culture.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know who ruined it for us by doing auto tunes first? Cher with Believe.
Cher?
She was the first one to do
auto
audio
yes,
tunes.
That's right. Malik, you're right about that.
That was auto tune, huh?
Oh, that was. Oh,
yep.
Shit. Oh, I need to hear the melody. So, and which goes back to, again, back in
I
the,
gotta.
I don't know, Bush, if you remember, you had homies that rapped. If you did back in the day,
He rapped. He was a rapper.
we all had our shit. You didn't go anywhere without your
Yeah,
pen.
yeah. It was a
Your
personal
notebook.
thing.
Dudes had
But even like, I
everywhere.
guess you go back to jazz and any genre. Probably in the beginning, the artists that created that genre, they wrote their shit. But as the genre gets bigger, like hip hop has become like it's how
It's
big it
all.
It's
is.
international now.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
tell you, I was doing a fusion song, and I'm listening to it, and I telling the engineer, I go, "Oh my God, I hit a couple of bad notes there. Can we replay that?" He goes, "No, I'll just auto tune it right out, and I'll put it in the." I go, "What?" I go, "Yeah, I'll change the pitch and the tone of the note," and he fixed it. And I was dumbfounded because I was in a studio when they were doing reel to reel.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
It
crazy.
really is sad that even with a vocal hit, like hip hop is very vocal. To me, it's more the lyrics than the music itself. And I don't see that anymore. I don't see that romance like with Snoop Dogg and Nas. I don't see that anymore. Nas
Well,
was one.
look at right now. Nas is 50 years old. He got
Yeah,
an
no,
album
I
Like it's
out.
know,
He got
but
a hit song out with 21 Savage on the radio.
yeah, but
Look at
he's great, man.
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, no, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Too Short, and E40. They got a big project out, and these guys are all in their 50s.
and
So
they
look
still
at how
writing
hip
their own
hop
shit.
Yeah,
changed.
but people are
Feel me?
going back to that, Mook, because the stuff they're writing now is garbage.
That is true, Jimmy.
I'm sorry. I don't like it. Even Snoop said, "What the hell are these guys singing and doing?" And you
a lot
knew
of even
it's
some young
it.
guys, it's like
Yeah, it got like white rock music and the hair band music. You couldn't tell who's who anymore. But when you heard Snoop play, that's Snoop, or you knew it was NWA.
that you got
Yeah.
a point because when you
But now you don't know who the hell who was that.
I can't keep up with these artists. I don't even know half their names no more.
so they're starting to. It's
I
like
like some of them.
it's like they're mass producing artists.
You
Like when
would move.
you find out that you like something in like a restaurant, a fast food chain. Oh shit, they like this, and then they figure out a way to mass produce it, and so it's always delicious.
Oh yeah,
And
that's big. That's the big business coming to play.
and I feel like that's what they're doing now. It's with imagery and artistry.
Right.
They're mass producing these big titty BBL lace front, nice lashes.
Right. Yeah.
Because Nikki looks like Megan, and Megan looks
they
like
all
Nikki.
like look alike with a slightly different face.
And Cardi.
They vary from complexion to complexion, all the way from the Latin to the dark skin girls.
Yeah.
Now you look at the men. Now this is the standard imagery, right, for their artistry. So in order for this shit to really, it doesn't matter what they sound like. It doesn't matter who's writing this shit. I just need you to go in there and act like you are the best rapper alive and sell this shit to these kids so they can go and bop their heads and keep screaming this shit. And for the men, same shit. I need you.
Well, now the music took over. Yeah.
I need you with codeine in your hand. I need you to mumble a little bit too. A lot, preferably. If you mumble a lot, that'll be great. Ad lib some shit. I need you to have a whole bunch of ridiculous amount of fucking jewelry on. And
if you wore a skirt, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Wear the dress and paint your nails black. Kids love that.
And a little makeup never hurt nobody. Look what it did for Boy George.
Somebody is selling this shit.
A little lipstick never hurt nobody.
But this is a
little rouge on your cheeks ain't gonna hurt no one.
Office.
What's the matter? You don't want to put no eyelashes on? Do it, dude.
Come on, man. We gotta please the LBGT LMNOP community, and we have to please the women, and we gotta please the straight males. So I need you to wear a skirt, be masculine, put some nails on, wear that lace front, but not too feminine. And
if you had a dread sticking up everywhere,
that'd be pretty shit. Cool. you know what I mean?
And wear a grill. Don't come out here without all gold.
We need the grill.
Without the bling, the teeth bling.
The teeth bling.
Yeah.
All of this shit is important.
Yeah.
Man, you got to see the guy down here in Naples, Florida that I saw the other day. He opened up his eyes and the sun hit it and about 50 people got blinded, man.
Damn.
That's
You
what
see
These
what I
they are.
things,
mean?
oh, bro, these things had dollar signs on it. They were sterling silver, shiny as a son of a bitch.
So
That
he
guy
couldn't even get no
smiled.
gold.
What?
They
He couldn't even afford to go. Why do
He
it?
had
No,
sterling silver.
it was silver. It was so
Why do it?
shiny.
I hope it was white gold. I hope you were mistaken, Jimmy, and it was white gold. Cause that's some bullshit.
wow.
Unless you're a kid, then you get sterling silver. But I have a grill if you if
So
if,
What
if it's
happened to
silver.
the gut
over
run?
grill?
Like when you listen to Nas,
He
Nas
said, yeah,
wasn't.
he said it was a silver grill. That's why I'm like, wait, where was it?
Yeah,
I
that's
hope it was
crazy.
white gold
Oh
Like, it
no.
must have
Yeah.
been white gold or
or
platinum.
platinum.
But
Platinum.
Oh,
the
Oh,
biggest
could it? I
rapper
don't think
right
it was
now,
platinum.
the biggest rapper right now doesn't apply to anything y'all are saying. His name is Drake. You know, the biggest of all times. And then you got,
Wait, wait, wait,
Jay
wait,
Z
wait.
still doing
What do
his
you
thing.
mean Drake? Drake is the one that's getting accused of ghostwriting and not paying this boy.
He's
we
the
know.
biggest. I'm saying the biggest rapper right now is
Oh
Drake.
yeah, but now his credibility is
Or,
going to be a little suspect
Oh,
because now
no,
everybody know he
that's
can't write
old.
his shit.
no, it won't. Let me tell you why. No, it won't.
That's
Drake.
old. Everybody been knew that about him.
Yeah, one thing about Drake, because again, this goes back to the super fan shit. Drake having the fan base that he does, Drake could piss on somebody's grandma and lose a quarter of his fan base. And some of his fans are still gonna be like, well, what'd the grandma do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah, but
this,
you could
this
even
is
go down the list
fan
like
shit.
Travis Scott. You know, these
Yeah.
artists are the biggest in worldwide, and they don't apply to what y'all saying about where hip hop is. You know what I mean?
Right.
They doing it big and real classy
Yeah,
and
but you
professional
gotta
too.
also think you named Drake and Travis Scott. There's a difference. Drake has reinvented a lot of different. He made it cool for these dudes wasn't singing and rap music.
And
Drake,
now he crying over every damn thing like a little bitch.
but
Right.
people
Come on.
buy it. People gonna buy it. Drake also put a lot of Toronto on the map. Not just like R&B, hip hop. So Drake is a little bit different. Drake has got his hands in a lot of different shit. Also, Travis Scott and him bringing on Don Toliver. You know, Travis has found a way to appeal to the young white kids. Yes, you see what I'm saying? So no, they're not. These rappers are, when you innovate some shit, it's a little bit different. You don't be clustered in with the mumble rap and the typical shit. But you got to be able to innovate and reinvent yourself at the same time.
Yep.
So
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Hey,
So
I miss the old rap. I miss where you listen to the lyrics. I mean, I mean, when a lot of bands came out, you would identify them, years ago, but now you don't have no identity. But it's all about the music, and it's all about the attitude. It has nothing to do with the. I mean, some of the stuff even Jay-Z wrote, the lyrics are pretty amazing, man. I don't see that anymore. That's one thing that I find very
You're
disappointing.
not looking for it.
I'm not looking
and let's
for it.
remember that Jay-Z did steal a lot of shit too. Let's keep it a
Yeah,
buck.
he
We'll
did, but
go there.
Nah, where we going with
if
this?
he did, some of the stuff that was
allegedly,
stolen was damn good, man.
I mean,
You know,
I heard the whole
allegedly.
I heard Cameron come for him and he had a lot of facts on this shit.
wow. So Jay-Z's a thief, man. But let
Nah.
me
No,
tell you,
no, I
that
won't
was
say
some
he's a
really good
thief.
stolen stuff,
Maybe,
man.
maybe thief is the wrong word. I will say that Jay-Z has repurposed a lot of people's shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, but whatever he took, it was great. So
And I
here's
ain't mad
one.
at him.
I put one up for the stolen ones.
Yeah, yeah. So
All those
look,
poor guys that are sitting listening to us talking about them right now, saying, "Damn, I wrote that shit."
yep.
Wait, does that work for stealing people's husbands and girlfriends? I repurposed her. Can you do that? Can you say I repurposed show? Is that a no?
I
I think
guess you
so.
can. He wasn't working out for you. You was complaining to me. Shit, I repurposed his ass. No. Let me stop. Let me stop. So look, who wants to read the next comment? Let's go with it. We got a couple to get through.
I
I can't read.
Neither one of y'all motherfuckers, huh? All right. So Abdul Brandon Tebe says, yep, facts. At one point, we had songwriters and now we have ghostwriters. Initially, the power of the MC was their penmanship. But once big record labels wanted certain images, promotions changed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. New Edge Plug, what's up? Welcome. Thanks for
What
being a
up,
faithful
Louis?
watcher. He came for Jimmy. Jimmy laid up tonight.
He is laid up.
And Abdul says independence is gaining more popularity amongst artists, whether learning from the bad deals or watching the problems of the previous generation of rap artists. Hopefully they can beat the industry machine. Shout out to that for facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool, man.
And you know, things like YouTube and stuff like that help you beat the big industry machine, right? Once you get monetized and stuff like that, you're kind of your own boss and doing your own
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
What'd you say,
absolutely.
Dutchie? What'd you say, Dutchie?
Here's the dangers of going independent. Now here's the dark side of independence, because that it is an industry machine.
Mm-hmm.
The dark side of independence is they don't want you to go independent. You understand what I'm saying? And you will have a lot of shady shit, and your money, your bag will get stopped. It's no different than Cosby trying to buy NBC. You do have things like this that happen to artists in the industry. And then some of them are so hungry and want to get on so bad, they end up shoddy ass 360 deals, and there's no one that knows how to, they don't have lawyers, they don't have PR, they just have whatever somebody gives them, like, hey man, about,
We heard that story.
Yeah, that's
happened a
definitely
lot
amazing.
in the early times, and a lot of them artists are broke right now that should be rich. That music still get played and used. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, look, years ago, you wouldn't make no money on your album. You had to do live. You had to do live shows. Now, Live Nation controls everything. They don't even make the money they made doing live performances, which is really sad. These major corporations, they're big guys, just like any other corporation, say, hey, if we do this, this, and that, they can't do that because they don't have the money, but we do. So if we do that, then we're going to control that. And they have to abide. Oh, you want to do a live show? You got to go through Live Nation, which is really sad because it wasn't like that,
Before, yeah.
Yeah, record labels made money on the sales of their records, and they did have, through management, promote live shows, but the bands got paid, like Led Zeppelin, they made 80-90% of their money, Now bands don't even get 45 to 40%, which is not good, man.
Yeah, because what are they working for? It's like they have to continue to work the rest of their lives. That's why
Live Nation made $70 billion in the last 3 years. Just think about that. From doing and everything goes through Live Nation. So they're controlling everything. They're controlling everything.
Yeah, them and Ticketmaster. They own both of them.
Yeah, man. Hey, I bought them banded for a lot of bands. Kansas, Foghat. When the Smashing Pumpkins came out, I opened up with the Kenny LeBeau band.
I like the Smashing Pumpkins.
I'm just a musician. I never thought of ever being famous or never wanted to be famous. I played in reggae bands. For God's sake, I was the only white guy there. And, but I knew I played great reggae, so they loved me, and I was a fill-in for the guitar player. But let me tell you something, man. I never thought of ever being famous because I honestly thought the business was detrimental to anybody that was in it. It was horrible. I asked my friend Derek. I said, Derek, how much did you get paid for this gig? And this is a big Rastafarian band. These guys were amazing musicians, and each guy got $50. They're playing in front of 1,800, 2,000 people,
and they got $50.
They got $50 each. I said, Derek, are you? And I played for nothing. I played for nothing because I just did it for the hell because I loved it so much. And I played 5 hours a day, but I just could not believe that he told me he made $50 and the gig was huge. And these guys get paid nothing. If you're not famous, you ain't making money because, the cutting room, Mook, remember the cutting room? They play for free if they're not a headliner.
Yeah, but y'all must have been the band playing when the people walking in or something. Feel me?
Yeah.
To warm them up.
Yeah. Well, what's
Why
her
you
name?
coming for him and his man?
Yeah, Lady Gaga used to play there for free.
Yeah, but how y'all get $50 and all them people? Y'all must have been like the pre-show.
Wow.
No, bro, they're good. They're getting paid a gig, but there was 5 other bands that would have done it. So the guy's got to make a living somehow.
That's
I
fair.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Get the
I mean,
Brussels
this
sprouts.
guy was one of the sickest bass players I ever heard in my life. I put him up against Joe Banner, but he's unbelievable. And I loved playing with him. I haven't seen them in a while because a lot of them moved back to Jamaica, and but yeah, I know a lot of guys that should be famous and amazing, but that's a bad business, man. That's a bad business. It
I've
kind of
always said
makes
it's a huge ripoff.
Yeah, it's a huge ripoff, just like the movie business. I mean, to me, it was a disgusting. I didn't like either one of them. I didn't like how everybody thought who the hell they were, and you know the swollen head syndrome. I call it. It's sad, man. I always
Sounds like it, man.
yeah, it just but you can even see with these guys like R. Kelly and all these people, they have the world by they grab the world, and R. Kelly is very talented,
No, I think we all agree with that. Hell, everybody
but
dances
he is
Step
a
in the Name of
dirtbag,
Love, but he's a
And
dirtbag.
did all of that go to his head? Was he like that before he was famous? Because a lot of these dudes think they can get away with everything.
No, he was
I mean,
actually very shy. He already had trouble reading. He was not. No, he was actually the polar opposite. So I guess
yeah, he got that money.
it's
Took
from
advantage of it like a scumbag would do.
yeah,
Yeah,
Take
right.
advantage of
So
your
it
money and
was the
fame.
money then. It was the money that affected him.
yeah.
Just like listen, I knew a lot of cats that were great before they were rich, and then all of a sudden they got into making money, and you couldn't even talk to them. I was like, when did you turn into a prima donna, man? See you, hate to be you. Take care and brush your hair, because I ain't gonna talk to you ever again.
Heck yeah.
Did
So
you like
look,
that one, Malik? Was that okay, babe?
that was cool. Take care, brush your hair.
Thank you,
What if
babe.
they bald
I
headed
like it.
though?
I like it.
What
So
if you
look,
look at Mook? He's got to throw that in. So rub your head.
rub your head. So we got like 2 more topics to jump on before we head out this evening. One is Gangsta Boo. So
Oh
I'm gonna
man, yeah.
default to somebody else to cover that one because I kind of know who she is, but 3-6 Mafia, but that's the limit. So what you
I'm
Definitely
got?
going to
rest in
sit back and
peace.
listen on this one.
She was
Yeah.
Dutch,
definitely the
let's hear it,
first.
babe.
She was definitely the first female, gangster hardcore rapper. And she was running with a mean crew. 3-6 Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the first female rapper that you seen that was, to me, as I could remember, that was, she was writing her own shit and she was spitting, and then she dropped her single "Where the Dollars At." That was a big song, and that's still an anthem right now. It still get played. Before she died, it was playing that. So she's a legend out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
My town where I was born. Nah, but and we rest
I
in
was
peace
gonna
to
say,
her.
wait. You said Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, I was born outside of Memphis, but so.
I ain't gonna bust you out. Keep going.
But
Thing about
rest
it,
in peace to her, and they
But Mook,
saying
what was her cause
the,
of death?
the crew was known for heavy drugs. They rapped about it way before any other rappers. They was rapping
Yeah.
about pills way
So it
before
was
all these
drugs,
kids.
man, right?
But I don't know about that.
they
They
rap about
speculating.
coke, like
But I'm
heavy
just saying
coke,
the
all
crew
that
she
shit.
come from, drugs was a thing. That's what they did and whatever else. I'm hearing some rumors and stuff, overdose and fentanyl and things like that. But I don't know the facts, so I can't speak on that. But I just know
No,
Gangsta Boo is a legend. She was
it
young
was
too.
drugs. It was so you got to know the history. After 3-6, she the first time. So she does have a history of drug abuse.
Okay.
When she went on boot camp, the marriage boot camp, she was kicked off the show because
Yeah, I heard about that.
because they found
What
drug
what what kind of drugs, Dutch?
coke.
Oh man.
They were the first ones to very candidly rap about it. I was a 3-6 Mafia listener and an 8 Ball of MJG listener growing up. So, but
Well,
they had 3-6 came out with way before that little John Crunk music shit.
Yep.
3-6 was that beat somebody ass in a club type of music. So it was real hard. It was hardcore rap music. She was the first real hardcore female rapper.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Yeah, and you know, back then, again, that brings us back to rap music. People back then were actually doing the shit that they were rapping about.
Right.
You know, this was whatever they rapped about more times than not. This was the lifestyle that they were living.
Yeah.
Her and her brother, I think her brother had OD'd a month prior or something like
Yep,
that.
Her brother died too?
Yep.
No,
Rest in
he
peace, Lord
OD'd, but
Infamous.
did he die? Did he die?
Oh, Lord Infamous died on. That's her family. He was in the crew
Yeah.
too. He died over drugs too.
Was that her brother?
Well,
I
her
don't think that
actual
was her.
brother. No, her actual brother, her blood
Oh.
brother, a month ago. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's different. Sorry.
He
Man.
OD'd. Yeah, he OD'd, but he didn't die.
Man, what the hell? What a shame,
They
man.
went to the club together, and she, of course, they were partying, and that's what happened, allegedly. So,
Man, don't you find this sad, man? All this shit. Don't you
well,
find it sad?
that it
Extremely.
might have had fentanyl in it. So
Oh.
so right now, I don't know what the hell's going on, but if you look at this past year,
A lot of
fentanyl
people
has
died.
the leading death of people. I'm sure these motherfuckers been snorting coke for years,
Mm-hmm.
so they know their limit. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So these are not, oh, I just started cokeheads. These are people that have been doing music for over 20 years, been snorting blow for over 20 years.
Yep.
Now fentanyl comes on the scene,
Killing
and
mugs left and right.
I mean, think about the cop, the lady that just arrested somebody. She pulled up to the car, and there was so much fentanyl in the car, she started going into cardiac arrest and started ODing right there while she was in the middle of making an arrest. This just made news 2 weeks ago.
So
That's
in
true.
Virginia, now they're starting to charge you if you
My
distribute
niece died
something that
from it.
has fentanyl in it. You
Yeah.
can be charged with murder if a person dies.
Yeah, now you can. You know, my niece died from fentanyl. The doctor said to my ex-brother-in-law, said she had enough fentanyl that'll kill 10 men in her body. And so she thought she was doing heroin, but what she was doing was almost pure fentanyl, the doctor said.
Jeez Louise.
And I want y'all to think, man.
27 years old, man. Beautiful, beautiful girl.
Rest in
What
peace.
happened is these drug. What's
Mm.
happening is it sounds like, and we ain't even gonna get to who's actually put there. That's another conversation for another show. Who's putting the drugs on the streets? We all know who that is. But when it gets to the drug dealers, people are money hungry, and just like they stepped on heroin back in the day, they're stepping on coke. But now they stepping on coke with dangerous shit. They're making
Yeah.
it with they think with fentanyl probably, and they're probably cutting that shit with it, and it's killing people.
Hey,
You know,
Dutch, you don't think that the Mexican cartels are doing this on purpose?
could be.
I mean, I don't know if they want to go out of business, but they do want to kill Americans.
Well, you know,
No, they
that,
don't. We their
that's
customers.
an
That
interesting.
doesn't
That's
make
an
sense.
actual
Oh,
really.
that's bullshit, man.
That's an interesting theory.
They're pissed at us because we took 90% of their land away from them.
But this is the thing. You got to look at it like this. Coke comes into this country from different ports. You got coke coming in from Florida through the Caribbean ports. You understand what I'm saying? In South American ports, and the coke coming in from Mexico is coming in from the West Coast pipeline. So you have to understand the pipeline, understand where the coke comes from. Not that I know anything about it, just saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But if you understand the pipeline, the coke is going to come from different directions. You get what I'm saying? So it's not all going to come from the Mexicans. It's not going to all come from the Colombians. It's not going to all come from the Nicaraguans or the Peruvians. Not that I know anything about this, but again, when it comes through a pipeline, that comes from a certain region. So you could say if all the if all the people that were doing fentanyl or coke in the West Coast region, Southwest region, Northwest region were dying of fentanyl, then you could possibly say that. You know what I mean? But because now this shit is hitting all different types of directions, I don't know, man. I don't know how that shit's getting in it, but it is.
Hey, did you guys ever watch Catch a Smuggler? That show, Catch a Smuggler?
No, but that
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
Well, let me tell you something. It's the most interesting show I ever saw. You saw it, Mook?
Yeah.
It's an awesome show. I take my hat off to these guys, but they catch pounds and pounds of fentanyl. And when he told, I mean, they literally had like 60 pounds of this fentanyl. And on the show, the guy said, this is less than a tenth of what go. This is less of a tent that actually gets into the country. We don't get it all, and I was blown away, man. I was blown away.
What about the girl? Was it a girl that was just caught? There was enough fentanyl to kill 9 million Americans.
I can believe that. The girl from coming over the border.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. That girl had they're trying so many ways to get it in, but again, these great customs guys caught her. Yeah, but you're right. It was like 9 million people. That's sick, man.
Enough to kill 9. You gotta think about it. Not to get 9 million high. It was
enough to kill.
Kill, yeah. I believe that, Dutch, because this shit is bad news, man.
And so on that note, I think we bummed everybody out enough.
Was it the first show of 2023 was a bum out show, babe? Is that what you're saying?
It was a bum out show. It was.
We weren't our usual laughing selves.
No good news. So look, last comment from Abdul, and then we gonna head up out of here. 3-6 Mafia was definitely a Southern phenomenal. Space Age Pimpin' was really different. Gangsta Boo was an early loss in my opinion, but I don't know the circumstances. Yeah. And then wait, we got one more. I'm not a criminal. Now that's that. Wait.
Now that's out the way.
Now that's out the way. Okay. Thank you. I'm having a hard time reading.
I think I could possibly be the higher end dealers who would probably need to cut the moreso than the cartels. I would agree.
Okay.
Not that any of us know anything about. We're just speculating.
Speculation. And on that note, y'all keep speculating. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll just round robin so everybody can say their peace and good evenings. What you got for us, Bush?
Good night, everybody. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Stay positive, enjoy life, and see you when I see you.
Sounds good. Jimmy, what you got for us?
Good night, everyone. For our first show of 2023. Might have been depressing, but I enjoyed it.
As usual, we always enjoy you. And
that's right. Hey, and a shout out. I'm so sorry. Shout out to the football players' family, man.
Yeah. So shout out to Damar Hamlin and his family.
Everybody. Peace and love. All that shit.
Awesome.
And some good shit.
Awesome. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.